In the next few minutes, I'm going to expose 8 buffet restaurant chains hiding outbreak investigations, health department closures, and documented sanitation failures behind their unlimited food promises. Plus, I'll reveal the 3 chains that actually take food safety seriously with certified protocols and independent auditing. Stay until the end, because number 1 will change how you choose restaurants forever. Let's start with what happened at locations you might have visited yourself. 8. Hibachi Grill and Supreme Buffet. Starting at number 8, Hibachi Grill and Supreme Buffet markets itself as an all-you-can-eat destination with endless variety. But health officials in Illinois discovered something that ruins any appetite. Local health inspectors closed one Hibachi Grill Supreme Buffet location after finding mouse droppings in a container that was actually intended for buffet service. Think about that for a moment. Not hidden in a storage area or forgotten corner, but in containers meant to hold food that customers would serve themselves. The same inspection report detailed additional violations, including serious refrigeration problems and improper food storage that created perfect conditions for bacterial growth. What makes this particularly troubling for older adults is that buffet-style service already presents heightened exposure risks. When refrigeration fails at a buffet, food sits in the temperature danger zone where bacteria multiply rapidly and customers with compromised immune systems face the greatest danger. The brand operates multiple locations listed on its own website as all-you-can-eat buffets, meaning these sanitation lapses potentially affect numerous restaurants. Health department findings serious enough to force closure don't happen from minor oversights. They represent systemic failures in basic food safety protocols that should never occur anywhere food is served. 7. Sizzler. At number 7, Sizzler has been a familiar name in casual dining for decades, but that familiarity couldn't protect customers from E. coli infections traced directly to their locations. Health officials in Oregon investigated E. coli cases specifically linked to people who ate at Sizzler franchises in the southern part of the state. This wasn't speculation or coincidence. State health investigators documented the connection between diners and illness outbreaks at these restaurants. The situation grew worse when ABC News reported on a Sizzler in Wisconsin where E. coli case counts continued climbing, eventually leading to litigation as the outbreak expanded. E. coli 0157H7, the strain typically involved in restaurant outbreaks, causes severe bloody diarrhea and can lead to kidney failure, particularly dangerous for older adults whose systems may already be managing other health conditions. What's deeply concerning is that E. coli contamination indicates failures in basic food handling, from inadequate cooking temperatures to cross-contamination between raw and ready-to-eat foods. For a chain operating nationwide with both buffet and table service options, these documented outbreaks reveal quality control problems that put every location's food safety into question. 6. Ryan's Family Steakhouse. Claiming the number 6 spot, Ryan's positions itself as a family-friendly steakhouse buffet, but families in Tennessee faced a nightmare scenario when E. coli 0157H7 struck. The Chattanooga-Hamilton County Health Department investigated an outbreak where most confirmed cases had eaten at a specific Ryan's location in Hickson, Tennessee. Health investigators don't make these connections lightly. They conduct extensive interviews, review meal histories, and trace illness patterns before publicly linking cases to a restaurant. Follow-up outbreak reporting described investigators connecting multiple victims to eating at Ryan's during the outbreak window, establishing a clear pattern of contamination. E. coli outbreaks at restaurants almost always point to inadequate cooking of ground beef or dangerous cross-contamination practices in the kitchen. For older diners who may take longer to recover from severe foodborne illness, the risks are even more serious. The strain involved causes complications that can require hospitalization and lead to long-term kidney damage. When a restaurant's name appears in official health department outbreak reports, it represents a fundamental breakdown in the food safety systems that should protect every single customer who walks through the door. 5. Chuck-A-Rama. At number 5, Chuck-A-Rama discovered that reopening after one health closure doesn't guarantee the problems are solved. The Salt Lake City County Health Department responded to reports of more than 60 diners complaining of illness, which officials described as virus-related. Think about how many people actually report getting sick versus those who suffer at home without connecting it to where they ate. 60 documented complaints represent a significant outbreak that forced health officials to close the buffet location entirely. What makes Chuck-A-Rama's situation particularly alarming is what happened next. After the restaurant reopened, additional illness complaints prompted health officials to close it again. This pattern reveals that whatever caused the first outbreak wasn't properly addressed, and the restaurant failed to implement adequate sanitation protocols before serving customers. Again, for older adults, viral gastroenteritis causes severe dehydration that can quickly become dangerous, requiring emergency medical attention. Buffet service creates ideal conditions for virus transmission when proper sanitation isn't maintained. Shared serving utensils, uncovered food, and inadequate employee hygiene can spread norovirus and similar pathogens rapidly through an entire dining room. A restaurant that couldn't solve its safety problems, even after an official closure, shows a troubling lack of commitment to customer well-being. 4. Western Sizzlin. Moving into truly problematic territory at number 4, Western Sizzlin faced state health officials documenting a salmonellosis outbreak investigation directly associated with one of their locations. The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services Division of Epidemiology doesn't investigate restaurants casually. They respond when illness patterns indicate a serious foodborne outbreak requiring official documentation and public health intervention. The same state epidemiology report detailed the investigation as a documented foodborne outbreak event tied specifically to that Western Sizzlin restaurant. Salmonella causes severe food poisoning with symptoms lasting days or weeks, and older adults face heightened risks of complications including bacteremia, where the infection spreads to the bloodstream. The bacteria typically contaminate food through inadequate cooking temperatures, particularly with poultry and eggs, or through cross-contamination from raw products to ready-to-eat items. State epidemiology reports serve as official public health records, and when a restaurant appears in these documents, it confirms that health authorities found sufficient evidence to declare an outbreak. For a buffet chain where food sits for extended periods and handling by staff and customers increases contamination risks, a confirmed salmonella outbreak indicates systematic failures in temperature, control, and sanitation protocols. 3. Souplantation, sweet tomatoes. Taking the number 3 spot, Souplantation, which operated as Sweet Tomatoes in some markets, built its reputation on fresh salad bars and healthy options. But Orange County health officials didn't care about marketing promises when they suspended operations at one Souplantation location after multiple E. coli infections were directly linked to customers who ate there. Health departments don't suspend restaurant permits as a casual precaution. They take this serious enforcement action when investigation findings indicate clear public health dangers. The situation wasn't isolated to one location. Food safety reporting described another Souplantation restaurant being temporarily closed during a Shigella outbreak, with public health officials directly involved in the closure decision. Shigella causes severe dysentery with bloody diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps that can last a week or longer. For older adults, especially those with cardiovascular conditions or diabetes, the dehydration and physical stress from Shigella infection can trigger serious medical emergencies. What's particularly disturbing about outbreaks at a salad-focused restaurant is that they often stem from contaminated produce or infected food handlers. Unlike meat that gets cooked to kill bacteria, salad bar items are served raw, meaning any contamination reaches customers directly. Multiple locations facing health department closures for different pathogen outbreaks suggest company-wide problems with produce sourcing, washing protocols, or employee health policies. 2. Old Country Buffet. Coming in at number 2, Old Country Buffet carries nostalgic appeal for many older Americans who remember decades of family dinners at these buffet restaurants. But nostalgia couldn't protect diners in Minnesota when the state's Attorney General publicly alleged that Old Country Buffet caused a salmonella outbreak. This wasn't a rumor or customer complaint. This was formal regulatory action by the state's top legal authority pursuing the chain for outbreak-related illness claims. Food safety reporting on the case described the outbreak details and the formal state action taken against the chain, documenting an official response to documented illness. When state attorneys general file public allegations against restaurant chains, they're backed by epidemiological evidence, health department investigations, and legal review confirming sufficient proof to pursue enforcement action. Salmonella outbreaks at buffets typically result from temperature abuse, where hot foods cool below safe holding temperatures, or from cross-contamination between raw ingredients and foods headed to the buffet line. For older customers who grew up trusting these familiar chain restaurants, learning that state legal authorities formally pursued outbreak claims represents a profound betrayal of that trust. The combination of legal action and documented outbreak makes Old Country Buffet's situation one of the most serious on this list. 1. Golden Corral. Taking the #1 spot as the absolute worst buffet chain you can risk eating at, Golden Corral's outbreak situation reaches truly shocking proportions. The Wyoming Department of Health investigated and documented a large norovirus outbreak associated with a Golden Corral location in Casper, Wyoming, reporting at least 305 illnesses. Read that number again. 305 documented cases. This represents one of the largest single restaurant outbreak investigations in recent memory. The State Health Department report documents something even more disturbing. Multiple vomiting incidents occurred at the restaurant, and critically, ill employees continued working during the outbreak period. This reveals catastrophic failures in the most basic food safety protocols. Every restaurant worker learns on day one that you never ever work while sick, especially with gastrointestinal illness. Norovirus spreads with terrifying ease, requiring just a microscopic amount to infect someone. When sick employees handle food or touch surfaces that other employees or customers contact, they spread the virus exponentially. For older adults, norovirus causes severe vomiting and diarrhea, leading to dangerous dehydration that frequently requires hospitalization. The scale of this outbreak indicates systematic breakdowns at multiple levels. Sick employees weren't sent home, managers either didn't notice or didn't care about workers showing obvious illness, and sanitation protocols failed completely to contain the spread once contamination began. When over 300 people get sick from eating at a single restaurant location, that's not bad luck or an isolated incident. That's organizational failure to maintain even minimum food safety standards. For a major national buffet chain operating hundreds of locations, having a single restaurant cause an outbreak of this magnitude raises serious questions about training, supervision, and corporate commitment to customer safety across all their properties. After exposing these documented outbreak investigations and health department actions, here's the relief you've been waiting for. Not every buffet restaurant puts profits over safety. The next 3 chains have implemented specific, verifiable food safety protocols that demonstrate genuine commitment to protecting customers from the foodborne illness risks that make buffet dining particularly dangerous. 3. Pizza Inn. Starting our safer list at number 3, Pizza Inn recognized that buffet service creates unique contamination risks and actually did something about it. The chain published detailed right-way buffet procedures that include a dedicated sanitizer captain role specifically assigned to buffet operations. This isn't just a title, it's a designated employee whose primary responsibility during buffet service is maintaining sanitation standards and monitoring food safety protocols in real time. Pizza Inn's documented procedures include enhanced sanitation stations positioned at buffet areas and additional hand-washing requirements that go beyond standard restaurant protocols. Trade reporting covering the restaurant industry described these buffet controls as specific measures aimed at reducing the self-serve contact risks that make buffets vulnerable to contamination. When a chain publishes formal procedures and creates dedicated staff positions for buffet sanitation, it demonstrates understanding that buffet service requires extra vigilance. For older diners concerned about foodborne illness risks, knowing that someone's specific job includes monitoring buffet safety throughout the meal period provides genuine reassurance. Pizza Inn's approach recognizes that buffet safety isn't automatic. It requires intentional protocols, dedicated oversight, and continuous attention to sanitation details. 2. Fogo de Chão. At number 2, Fogo de Chão brings Brazilian steakhouse service to America with food safety standards that go far beyond typical restaurant requirements. The company publicly states it uses a HACCP plan, which stands for Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Points. This represents the gold standard in food safety systems, identifying every point in food handling where contamination could occur and establishing specific controls to prevent it. HACCP isn't optional extra precaution. It's a systematic approach to food safety used by the most serious food service operations. But Fogo de Chão doesn't stop with having a HACCP plan. The company states that restaurants undergo bi-monthly audits by independent third-party auditors, meaning outside experts with no company loyalty evaluate food safety compliance every 2 months. These aren't internal checks where managers grade themselves. These are professional auditors trained to spot violations and measure performance against objective standards. The company also mentions EcoSure certification for managers, a recognized food safety management program that trains and certifies restaurant leaders in comprehensive safety protocols. For health-conscious older adults, knowing that a restaurant subjects itself to regular outside auditing and requires management certification demonstrates the kind of accountability that prevents the catastrophic failures we've seen at other chains. When you eat at Fogo de Chão, you're trusting a verified system with documented oversight, not just hoping for the best. 1. Rodizio Grill. Taking the top spot as the safest buffet dining option, Rodizio Grill implements multiple layers of food safety controls that address the specific contamination risks of salad bar service. The company states that utensils used at its salad bar are sanitized hourly. Think about what that means in practice. Every single hour, someone removes all serving utensils, properly sanitizes them according to health department standards, and returns them to service. This frequency of utensil rotation dramatically reduces the pathogen buildup that occurs when the same spoons and tongs remain in use throughout an entire meal service. Rodizio Grill states that its managers are ServSafe certified, which is the restaurant industry's most recognized food safety training and certification program. ServSafe certification requires passing comprehensive examinations covering foodborne illness, contamination prevention, temperature control, and proper sanitation procedures. When managers are certified, they can train and supervise employees effectively because they understand the science behind food safety protocols. But Rodizio Grill doesn't limit food safety knowledge to management. The company states that employees undergo food safety training, creating a culture where everyone understands their role in preventing contamination. Perhaps most impressively, the company's location-specific safety precaution pages state that salad bar guests are required to sanitize hands and use disposable gloves before serving themselves. This requirement directly addresses one of Buffett Service's biggest contamination risks: customers with unwashed hands touching serving utensils that every other diner then touches. By requiring hand sanitization and gloves, Rodizio Grill eliminates the primary transmission route for norovirus, E. coli, and other pathogens that spread through hand contact. For older adults whose immune systems may not fight off infections as effectively, these multiple layers of protection, from hourly utensil sanitization to certified management to required customer hand hygiene, provide the safest possible buffet dining environment. Rodizio Grill proves that Buffett Service can be safe when a company commits to comprehensive protocols and refuses to compromise on sanitation standards. There you have it, 8 buffet chains with documented health department actions, confirmed outbreak investigations, and serious sanitation failures, plus 3 that actually implement verifiable food safety protocols worth trusting. Before your next buffet visit, remember that salad bars and self-serve stations create contamination risks that only proper protocols prevent, and state health department records don't lie about which restaurants put customers in danger. If this changed how you think about all-you-can-eat dining, hit that like button, share this with family and friends who deserve to know which buffets health officials have investigated, and subscribe for more content exposing the truth about food safety. Thanks for watching, and here's to safer dining choices.